Greetings and welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. I'm Adrienne Houghton, and today, let's talk finance. I have Kemal Jasper, the Vice President of Business Development, here in the studio with me, talking all things finance. And he's from One to One Financial Credit Union. Also joining us is our wonderful Buzz contributor, Miss Angela Spears.
Hi,
welcome.
Adrienne. Hey, Kemal.
Thank you for having me.
Always wonderful seeing you.
Yes.
Oh, this is great you coming in, because I know there's a lot of people out there will say, what is a credit union? It's not a bank, is
Not
it?
a bank. No. And there's a big credit union movement. So a lot of people think credit unions are just relationship driven, which we are. So we help our members personally. So that's why we're called One to One Financial Credit Union, that personalized service. But there's also a lot of things that people don't understand. So we're actually a nonprofit. So when you're a member, you're not a client, you're an actual member of the credit union. You're a shareholder. Our volunteers are volunteer board of directors. So you actually can become a member of the board of directors by being voted in. So just like the regular electoral process. And because we're a nonprofit, we're for our members, that usually means lower rates on auto loans, on mortgages, no fees for checking accounts. So there really is a big credit union movement, because with the demise of the community banks, we're seeing less and less community banks.
And when you say community
Yes.
banks, what do you mean by that? The definition of a community bank?
Locally based, locally owned. So in Jacksonville, we had probably about 7 or 8 that used to be based in Jacksonville that had their operations here. And because of regulation, a lot of those community banks are being merged or absorbed into larger banks. And so credit unions are taking the place where the community banks used to be, offering personalized service, having great rates on loans, and being a part of the community and giving back.
You know, as kids are going back to school, parents going back to school, you always have to set that budget.
Yes.
And there's some tips that you have, I know, that you give your members, right? When
Yes.
it comes to saving a financial wellness
Yes.
type of tips.
Yeah, so it's having an accountability partner. So Adrienne, I'll ask you, do you have an accountability partner that you go to when you're talking about your finances and saving for retirement? Do you have that accountability partner?
I do.
You do?
Oh, good.
And who is that person to
I
you?
do. Actually, it is my niece.
Okay.
But she works for a financial institution, and an
So she knows what
advisory
she's talking
capacity.
about.
She knows exactly what she's talking
Yeah.
about. And so she is the one we go to. We went there initially, my husband and I, to talk to her about our retirement and planning for the future. But it's also a comfort knowing her.
Yes. And that's the whole point. So we really want people to have an accountability partner, one that tells you the honest truth of maybe not where you're at, but where you need to go, helps you take action, and helps you develop that plan. So when you think about when you go to the doctor or dentist, they don't tell you what's wrong with you and then tell you just to go. They tell you what's wrong with you, and then they
treat
tell
you.
And then they treat you,
exactly.
yeah.
You want to have that same exact relationship with your financial institution. So when you go into the bank, the credit union, you know, they know where your goals are, what your goals are, how far or the progress along you are for your goals. And they talk to you about your family and your kids and how everything's going. That true accountability partner, that's what we are with credit union.
Can anyone be a member, or is there a, nope, you can't come in?
No. So credit unions back in you know, the 70s, 80s, 90s, you had to be affiliated. So for example, we were Florida Telco. A lot of people remember us from being Florida Telco. Anyone that worked for Bell South, AT&T.
When I worked at the television station, that's how I got involved with Florida Telco. I remember that.
Right.
Yep. So now it's really community based to now where as long as you are living, working, worshiping in the county or the county area. So for example, for us, it's the 11 counties surrounding Jacksonville. So as long as you live, work, or go to school in those counties, you can be a member.
Well, going back to the financial wellness that we were talking about just a moment ago, just to touch on that just again. Part of that too is the accountability partner.
Yep.
What about, so many people have questions about wills,
Yes.
Stocks and bonds,
Yes.
all that. Does all that go into that?
It all goes into that. And so I would say that's like the 5-step plan for me. We talk about is creating a budget, getting out of debt, having an emergency fund, saving for retirement, and then wills, beneficiaries, and insurance. And even if someone does not have a certain amount of money in the bank, a lot of people feel they can't have a financial advisor or a wealth advisor. There are a lot of institutions, along with us, that help individuals that may not have a certain amount of money in the bank, but we still help with wills, beneficiaries,
Absolutely.
life insurance,
Absolutely.
because that's extremely important.
Yes.
And if you wait
Yes.
too late, then you're already on the path to not being successfully taken care of if something happens to you.
So no amount is too small, and you will help all the way through.
We will.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, I have to say that I didn't really know a lot about credit unions until I started doing a little bit of investigation. And it's like, it's a no-brainer almost.
It is. I mean, we're local again.
Yes.
And we give back to the community. So the money that we make, the money that we earn, we push back into the Jacksonville community, whether through arts and culture, the Boys and Girls Club, different organizations like Kicks for Kids. We just recently did a shoe drive at Carter G. Woodson Elementary for all the individuals to go back to school.
And you're doing something coming up in September for a car sale?
We are. So one of the things that we do, which is very noble and unique, is we're considered underserved, underbanked credit union is our charter type. And not every credit union has that charter, which is basically means while we're a full service credit union, we've been around since 1935, we specialize in helping those that are underbanked and underserved. So to answer your question, September 13th and 14th at the Morocco Shrine, we are doing a car sale. So we are bringing 500 cars to individuals in the community, and we'll be doing on-site approval for financing. And the kick for this is there will be no rate higher than 10% on that day.
Oh, wow.
So the idea is that it's going to be 9.9% APR, annual percentage rate, or lower. And we want to put individuals that need a car into a...
and that will be fixed?
It will be fixed, yep. It will not be
just checking.
Good question.
Yeah, no, only for a month, no.
Yes, but the idea is that we're bringing cars to the community at the Morocco Shrine of September 13th and 14th to help those individuals in need that may have had past or credit challenges. Now,
if people want to find out more information, how do they get in contact?
121fcu.org. And then our telephone number, toll-free number is 723-6300. And you can ask for Kemal Jasper. And we would love to help those out.
And they'll get to you.
And you'll talk to me.
You'll talk to them.
I will. And that's the credit union.
Fantastic.
Difference.
Yes.
You know, you're not talking to a 1-800 number. You're not talking to someone off in a corporate office somewhere. You're talking to
or a robot.
Or a robot.
I know. I can't stand that.
Well, thank you, Kemal, for coming in and explaining a little bit more.
It was
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after these messages.